Guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Chanina, and today, well, in this video, because actually it's still the same day as the last video you guys saw when I was deep cleaning the kitchen and putting down the combat for the bugs and all that stuff. It's still the same day actually, so still have on, you know, same shirt in 2 videos, so don't think that it's the next day. It's the same day, we're just doing 2 videos in 1 day. But anyway, so now I am moving on to cleaning my iron skillets. I have 3 of them. I've had these 2 forever. My mom gave them to me actually, and like years ago when I got my first apartment, I think she gave these to me. So I've had them like for a long time, because no, not my first apartment. I think my second or third apartment, one of those. But it's been like so long ago. I'm gonna be 38 this year, so when she gave me those 2, I was like in my early 20s. So I've had them for a long time. But then I picked this one up for really cheap at the Value Village one day, and I'll put a card above for that video because it was like a thrift store haul. And so if you guys want to go back and check that video out, you can. But I did pick this up at the Value Village. I think it was like, I know on here it said it was $4 before I sprayed the stuff, but I can't remember if I paid $4 for it or if I paid $2, because y'all know at Value Village they do once a month half off on the last Wednesday of every month. And a lot of times it's on clothing and household items. So I don't know. But anyway, so what I'm going to be using to do this process is a fresh scrub pad. I'm going to use this awesome spray, which is kind of sitting in there right now while we're talking. And I'm going to use this Gain Ultra dishwashing detergent. And the oil that I'm going to be using is canola oil. Now, I did have to Google this to kind of jog my memory on how to do this. And so the suggestion was either vegetable oil, canola oil, or melted shortening. Just so happens I had canola oil. So I am going to go ahead and get started with this. And so what you, what you're going to do is you're going to set your oven to 375, because after you scrub and clean these really well, you're going to dry them really well before putting your oil into it, and then you're going to place them in the oven but upside down. So you're going to have to make sure you've got some protection down here. So kids, don't try this at home. I know y'all see me reaching in this oven while it's while it's on, but kids, do not do this. But so I've got an old piece of foil that's been on the bottom shelf, and then I've got some foil on the top shelf, because I'm going to put one pan. I'm just going to put all 3 of them in there. But anyways, you got to put them upside down. So, but that's what that foil is going to do. It's going to protect, you know, the oil, because the oil is probably going to be dripping and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and get on the last pan here. So I've already put a little bit of dish detergent in there. And I'm using really hot water, just a little bit, and I've sprayed that LA Awesome stuff. So hopefully we can get a lot of this out of here. It's rust, and it wasn't rusty when I bought it, but I think because when I was cleaning under the sink and I discovered that there was a little bit of dripping from the pipe, I think that's what happened. I think that it might have dripped into this pan and it just kind of sat, which is why it ended up rusting. But it's still a perfectly good pan though. We are just gonna clean it. Each pan one time with the soap, the spray, a scrubber, etc. Now, what I did notice was there was some rust in this one and this one. And so when it was sitting and drying, the rust kind of reappeared again. So I'm going to wash these again just to make sure. Because I don't want to make my family sick with rust. If it doesn't work the second time, then, I mean, it is what it is. It'll just have to be tossed, okay? But we're going to try to save these iron skillets today. So yeah, I'm going to go back through each one. I'm going to wash them again, and I'm going to dry them out really, really good, because you want them to be really, really dry before you put your oil in them and put them in the oven. Houston, we have a problem. Now, I done scrubbed this pan about 4 times, and we still... When I dry it out, it still got residue on it. So, I might have to figure out a different cleaning option for this one. If you guys have any suggestions as to how to get this really, really clean. This is a Lodge brand of iron skillet. Let me know what you did to make this rust go away, because so we got 2 pans out the oven and they're sticky. And so I had to go back to Google and do a search on why this is sticky after I've done the seasoning process. And it said because normally that happens when you have too much oil, which I did put a lot of oil in the pan. So when this happens, Google suggested that you start over and do it again. But this time, it says to get the sticky stuff out, to use kosher salt, a salt paste. It says kosher salt paste, but I got regular salt. This isn't kosher salt. And do like a salt, scrub it with that. Because I've already scrubbed it with hot water and soap. So I guess I'll just take my hand and just kind of, or maybe not, because that's still kind of warm. So let me grab a paper towel and do it. But it did also say that you can use baking soda. Drink some coffee. I got some ice, or, well, the ice melted, but coffee. Okay, so I'm on a mission, y'all. I'm on a mission to save these cast iron skillets, because I want to start using them. I didn't use them last year. I wasn't able to use them the year prior because these 2 were in storage. And the other one I had got from the thrift store. So, but I want to start putting them to use. So it says to do like a, just scrub some salt around it or whatever. And then put a thin layer of oil in it and then do it all over again. So That's what we're gonna do. Get all this sticky stuff out of here. Now I've still got the big one in the oven. It's got 15 minutes, so I'm thinking I'm probably gonna just take it out because I put a lot of oil on that one too. So we are gonna try to make this work here. Well, that did work. It took all the sticky stuff, but there's still some residue. So it did remove the sticky stuff like it said it would, but unfortunately I have to do the whole oil process again. So, okay, so that one's good. That one doesn't have any more, yeah, doesn't have any sticky stuff anymore. Now this one, sticky stuff. So we're just gonna kind of scrub this, smooth this all around to get all this sticky stuff. Man, I would be so bummed out if I can't use these. We're gonna keep trying until we get this right, y'all. I remember I watched a video a long time ago where somebody had bought an iron skillet, and it was like super rusty, and they were able to bring it back to life. So I know if they can bring a super duper rusty iron skillet back to life, I know little old Chanina can do it too. So that's what we doing. Yeah, that wasn't so bad. So one mistake I did make, because I did run across some website of do's and don'ts with iron skillets. I did use an abrasive brush to scrub that. I had to switch to this brush right here. I started scrubbing these. I did the two smaller ones with this one, but that big one, because it had so much rust, I had to use the other one. So, yeah. So I'm going to rinse these out. I'm going to put a thin layer of oil in it again. And when the one that's in the oven is done, we'll stick these back in the oven. I scrubbed this twice with salt paste. And, I mean, it's not as sticky as it was. So we're just going to roll with that. Now this time, I'm going to put a dab of oil in here. Because we definitely... Oh, actually, I'm going to allow these to sit for the next 3 minutes. Because the other one is almost done. So I'm going to allow these to sit for the next 3 minutes so that they can dry really good. Because I did dry them out with a towel, but I'm going to let them dry a little bit more. And then we're going to put the oil in and throw them back in the oven.